This is a million-mile, all-original drivetrain, motor, transmission, rear end, and exhaust system, 2003 Ford Crown Victoria.
Yeah, well, I bought it brand new. It had just a few miles from the dealership, and I had no idea what I was buying. I just wanted a big car. Within 8 months, I had 100,000 miles on it. And I just continued driving. It's been in all 48 states. It's been in Canada several times, down in Mexico. And it ran perfect all the time. Still the same motor, transmission, rear end, and it never let me down.
Why I bought the car? I bought this car because I thought it should be preserved. Everybody cares about the million-mile Honda that they brought back to Maryville, Ohio, and gave the guy a new Honda. Everybody cares about the million-mile Toyota Tundra that they took back to near San Antonio, where they make Tundras, and they gave the guy a new Tundra and took that one apart. Nobody cares about a million-mile Ford. I don't want a new Ford. I want this car.
You know, I took that car to Ford Motor Company. Mr. Ford has a copy of my little book. Said he liked the fact that I liked the car, but they're not going to make it anymore. We discovered something by accident that I don't know if anybody knew. That this car was capable of going and going. I mean, you replace the water pump a couple times in a million miles, and you will replace the rear bearings of wheels. If you catch them before they wear a groove in the axle, that's not an expensive item. You just but I was always waiting for the first 100,000 or 200,000 for it to break down, and I just kept driving it. It wasn't long before when I left home here, it had 1,015,000. When I got down to your place, it had 1,017,000.
So I just bid on eBay and until I reached the guy's reserve and said, well, hopefully I'll do the trick. And I was driving somewhere through Illinois on I-55 the next day when I found out that I had indeed won the auction. And very soon after that, an 81-year-old gentleman from Oklahoma, the guy that owned the car, was calling me saying, do you really want this? And I said, yes, I do, because someone's got to preserve this, because someday somebody is going to care that a totally original documented car won 1,000,000 miles. How did this car go 1,000,000 miles? Nobody exactly knows for sure, but people that know me with my cars know that I'm a bit of a nut when it comes to maintenance. I like to use ethanol-free gas because most cars aren't designed to burn ethanol. He changed the oil every 7,000 to 11,000 miles with Ford semi-synthetic 5W20 oil, very lightweight oil. Not my choice of oil, but the car's gone 1,000,000 miles. I'm not going to change it now, so I've loaded up on that oil. But he changed the oil religiously. He changed the other fluids in the cars, and they needed to be changed. The transmission he neglected somewhat. He changed the fluid in the transmission at 499,000 miles, he told me. And I did it again at 1,017,000 miles. So the car has the original motor. It started to clatter, he said, very loudly at about 954,000 miles. And he thought that was it, the motor's done. And it turned out it was the valve guides are covered with nylon, and the nylon was coming off the valve guides. So they simply replaced the valve guides, and the motor was fine after that. No further problems with the motor. Still the original rear end. I changed the fluid in that after I got it. I'm not sure if it was ever done before me or not. He didn't abuse it, but he did tell me that he didn't see any need really to go slowly because cops weren't going to pull over, an 80-year-old guy. So he did 80, 85 miles an hour all over the place with this car, and it held up just fine.
Oh, look at that. Perfect and smooth. Starts on the first time. You got AC too?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Full cold AC.
Oh, that's nice.
Factory AC right there.
Wow. 1,000,000 miles and it's still rolling.
1,000,000 miles. 1,023,574 right now.
Oh man, that's crazy. 1,000,000 miles and it's still got it.
There's 60.
Oh, got it.
70. 80. Oh, 55 zone, we better slow down. A lot of cops up here.
Oh man, that's crazy. 1,000,000 miles and it's still just blasted right up to 80. You guys hear the motor purring? That's incredible. Oh man. That's great.
I love it.
Oh, it's comfy to get into. So this isn't the normal type of vehicle you guys usually see me drive. Usually it's, you know, fast stuff, all these crazy cars. But this one is really unique. So this is a 1,000,000 car. And you think about that, that's a lot of miles. Yeah, everything feels pretty tight. I feel a little bit of a weird feeling in the steering, like what you were telling me about earlier. It goes, like it's got a little bit of a soft play to it, and then it kind of tightens up randomly. But other than that, I mean, the steering, it's definitely on point. I wouldn't say that there's any slop or anything of that nature. And here we go. Yeah, it's... Okay, so for it being a 1,000,000 car, I really expected something with 1,000,000 miles to feel like a total jalopy. Like just, you know, like pushing a shopping cart down the street at 60 miles an hour sort of thing. But that's not the case with this. It's surprisingly, like, confident. Like, you know, when a car feels good, you build up your driver confidence, and I can definitely feel that in this car. It's not pulling to either direction. Everything feels pretty good. It'll be interesting to see what the passing gear is like. Yeah, it's there. The transmission shifts, right? Good and strong shifting. Not, you know, bouncing around or anything weird. This is pretty cool. It's like driving a museum down the road. So what we're going to do next is we're going to push it just a little bit harder, and we're actually going to go and do a burnout. Check this out. Alright guys, so we're about to do a brake stand burnout with a 1,000,000 Crown Victoria. Check this out. Well, we got nothing yet. Oh, it's almost there. It's this side. Nope, nothing. Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't think it has enough torque.
We need more than 4.6 liters, I think.
Yeah, she didn't want to break loose. She just kind of squatted down. I don't know.
Try it. Move the rest of this stuff down and see what it is.
Yeah.
You can't get your hems up very much with it. If you did, obviously, if you drop the transmission, I don't want to do that.
No. I mean, that's definitely putting a lot of stress on the drivetrain, for sure. when the vehicle starts to squat like that. We'll give it one more shot. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on guys, give it a round of applause. 1,000,000, almost did a brake stand. Almost did a brake stand. Alright guys, well there you have it. That's the 1,000,000 Crown Victoria. I can't help but to say, you know, American cars can do 1,000,000 miles too, not just Lexus. Thanks for showing us your car, Don. Really appreciate it, man.
Thank you for coming out to do the video and being interested in it.
Yeah, oh, for sure. If you guys like these types of vehicles and you want to preserve them, I highly suggest you go out there and you try and find a car that that you really enjoy. Get a hold of it and just keep it. Don't sell it. Don't give it to your brother or anything crazy. Just keep it. Hold on to it. And maybe one day you can have a 1,000,000 car.